I wonder how some of my old videos are doing. Oh my. Hello everybody, VW Bubs here, and today I present to you the long-awaited Union Switch and Signal teardrop bells in British Columbia, Part 2. Let's go! But first, I have to give an update for a few. First off, Canada Railfriend was able to acquire the Union Switch and Signal teardrop bell on Burrard Street, and it's now in his collection. So it's a good thing that he's been able to preserve it. So go check out his channel if you want to see the video on it. Next up, remember this. Started getting interested on railroad crossing bells, and although it's probably not in Canada anymore, it is still nice to see that it probably still survives. And it's probably from one of the crossings I showed in this video, but I'm not going to spend the time trying to find out. Well, as it turns out, Rails of Ontario actually purchased the bell, and he has it now, and luckily, that means it's going to be preserved and staying in Canada for a long time. He says he doesn't know where it's from, but more on that later. Another thing I must mention is that since my video, the US&S teardrop bell map has been updated. Now, all the locations I have mentioned are now on the map, including some ones that I didn't even know about, so we'll be looking at those ones. I do have to do an update on Woodsdale, though. If you look at it, you'll see it kind of looks like the crossing still's there. And I did go on Google Maps and found out that the crossing, not the one with the teardrop, but the one that was across from it, was there until 2021 using Google Earth, which is really weird. I can't show it since that's on my PC, but yeah, it's definitely not there anymore though, so this should be taken off the map. 16th Avenue, Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, why am I bringing this one up again, you might ask? Well, I am very positive that this is where Rails of Ontario's bell came from, and I have a lot of evidence for that. So firstly, a new video was posted about the Arbutus Corridor called BC Hydro Railway, and it shows some awesome video, and it's pretty neat to see, especially since it was shot on film. The guy was shooting on film until around 2002, which is really cool, because that means he can digitize it to 4K. But either way, he posted a video, and you can hear the bell. So compare that to Rails of Ontario's bell, and let me know what you think. So yeah, I think they sound very similar, especially side by side when they sync up. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and either way, let's move on to the next bell. Unknown location, Prince George, BC. This bell was somewhere near the CN BC rail yards in Prince George, BC, and it was there until about the 80s or 90s. No real information on this one, but it was there, so it's on the list. Albert Street, Nanaimo, BC. Rails of Ontario let me know about this one. It was removed in the 90s. Listen to it. Next up, we have Charlie Lake Road, or Rose Prairie Road, Charlie Lake, British Columbia. This US&S teardrop, I ended up finding it because a SafeTran Type 1E bell is just down the line from here, and it's pretty crazy to see that this thing is still here. However, I wasn't sure since the last Street View was from 2013. However, the good news is they just came by through here in July 2024, and we can see that the old bell is still here and kicking. This is amazing. However, sadly, my parents have no plans of ever going to Charlie Lake, British Columbia, just because there's nothing to do here. So sadly, this bell will probably not be documented for years to come. The good news is that since it's so far out of the way, it will likely stay in place for years. Harrop Protector Road, Harrop, British Columbia. This US&S teardrop bell, there's almost nothing about it, which is very surprising, but it is there, and I might see it one day. And finally, the coolest, maybe even greatest, Donaldson Drive, Grand Forks, British Columbia. This is at the Station Restaurant, which was the Grand Forks Station, and it is really cool to see that this is still here. They got it from the ex-Burlington Northern / Great Northern and Canadian Pacific line that used to run through Grand Forks. However, as you'll be noticing, even though it is still here, you may be noticing, well, there isn't any tracks except one behind the station. Well, sadly, in 1991, I think it was 1991, this trackage was abandoned. However, the entire right-of-way is still basically pristine. Train gravel is still seen buried under the grass, and the whole route's there. And I do have a very crazy idea that someday in the future, if this channel ends up getting me money, like if I get 1,000 subscribers, I might be able to buy the land and rebuild what was lost. Please note that there's no guarantees that this will ever happen, and it's just an idea I have, but if it did, that would be pretty cool. So either way, I'm just kind of telling you, please subscribe. But either way, thank you everybody for watching VW Bubs. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and peace, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.